Hi, good morning, future past makers. I'm your host, Akira. We are welcome to our live stream, a special live stream today. So, do you want to take your business to the next level? If you do, then well, you're at the right place, live stream. Because we are talking about nothing other than pasta, right? Pasta is a huge market, right? It's 68 US billion dollars in 2023, right? And then it's even like expected to grow to 100 million US dollars in 2032, right? So like just in 8 years, right? 8 years in like 32 billion US dollars, in addition to the current market size, right? So it is like, so, there's no brainer for us to grab, and then start creating some pasta, right? That's unique and then great, and then that doesn't exist in the current pasta market, right? To, capture like piece of pie, in this market, right? And then so also if we were to start creating our own unique pasta, right? And then there's nothing better tool than our RICHMEN GOLD 1, right? To start creating own craft pasta. So that's what we are doing today. We are creating very unique craft pasta that you can make to start over the next 6 months, right? You can start creating your own pasta and then start capturing, grabbing this piece of pie in this 32 billion US dollar market, right? In the next 8 years, right? So that's what we're doing. And then by watching this live stream, you'll be able to start crafting your own unique pasta and then get into this lucrative market of like 32 billion US dollars market, right? So to get started, right, I'm gonna go over some slides I created, and then we're gonna have Megumi who's going to operate RICHMEN GOLD 1 machine to create a few different unique pasta, right? And we're gonna take them to our kitchen where we're gonna show you guys few different awesome pasta dishes, right? To share with you guys today. So please watch to the end, and then you'll have piece of journey set up for you from today. So all right, so let's get started, and then so let me go over some slides first, right? So pasta market, so pasta is very well texture dependent, type of noodles too, right? So we have this chart that describe different types of pasta. So basically we are talking about hardness, right? Hardness of the pasta, and then which is dependent on protein content flour we use, right? That makes higher the protein content, harder pasta texture, right? And then hydration ratio. So basically we're talking about water, how much water we add, or how much eggs we add, olive oil we add, right? All these liquid we add to flour to make a pasta dough, right? And so the hardness, and then so the new pasta size, so you can probably see some pattern in this chart that where we have a linguine, spaghettini kind of pasta, right? There are a thinner and then harder, right? And then in the opposite corner we have something like fettuccine, pappardelle. So these are very thicker noodles, right? Thicker noodles, and then but they're soft, right? Higher in hydration, lower in protein content, right? And somewhere in the middle we have some lasagna sheet. So you have the pattern, so pasta texture, basically this rule is if they're thin, right, we want to make them hard, right? Because that's the kind of the balance, right? Good balance of pasta texture. And I want to get it into this kind of very similar chart, but I want to explain RICHMEN GOLD 1, right? Why RICHMEN GOLD 1 is flexible in terms of like, type of hydration, range of hydration that it's capable of making, right? Doing, it's 25% to 45% hydration ratio range that it's capable of like, covering, right? So, compared to conventional pasta machines that are capable of like, making pasta that are on 32% and 36%, right? So that's going to make a huge difference, between the types of pasta RICHMEN GOLD is capable of making and conventional pasta are making, right? So that's why I said, like, there's no better tool than RICHMEN GOLD to be able, like, for you to be able, like, make, unique pasta that differentiate your business, right? So that helps you to, capture more bigger pie, right? That, the 32 billion US dollar market that's growing, So ingredients of pasta, right? So when thinking about like ingredients pasta, like we think of them like in two types of ingredients, right? So solid ingredients and liquid ingredients, right? So solid ingredients we have like wheat flour, right? And the protein content is like 7 to 13%. So semolina flour, all flours, and other types of various types of flours, right? That we could think about. Liquid ingredients, right? Of course, water, right? The eggs. Sometimes we use eggs like eggs only, right? Like when we are using fresh eggs, right? We want to think about fresh eggs as like 30% solid ingredients and then 70% liquid ingredients, right? So like it's in case of whole eggs, right? Using whole eggs. And salt, right? What it does helps develop gluten, right? And starch and the taste, the salty taste. And olive oil adds like smoothness in the dough and keep dough from like sticking. Then it adds this flavor of the olive oil. So these are the ingredients pasta. Then different types of flours we could use, right? In terms of gluten content, type of gluten, granule size, right? Large, coarse, and fine. Type of wheat, hard, semi-hard. The use of different use of these flours like bread, pizza, different, so these are the types of like flours that we could think about. Not only just traditional semolina or flours, but like we could think about using different types of flours as well. Because remember, we want to be unique, right, in the market so that you can differentiate our products, and we could command like premium price, right? Because we are unique. Semolina flour, coarse, darker than all-purpose flour, and then protein content, hard, and then ash is something like that how much minerals that like flour contains, right? Ash is high, and then that makes it like pasta darker, and then it has like a stronger flavor of wheat, right? The viscosity is like determines how elastic the noodles become, right? Like, but it's low, right, in semolina, so it's gonna be just hard. And so when thinking about creating some unique pasta, right, what I suggest is that you take on like different types of flour, like blend it together, right? Probably with semolina, so that like you're gonna have like very unique pasta texture, right? So for example, like you want to use this kind of flour in the protein content like low, right? 7%, 9%, and ash content low as well, and then viscosity is high, right? So, and then these are 5 variables that you want to think about when creating your own unique pasta, right? And then so wheat flour, right? Protein content, we talked about it, right? Then viscosity, starch, right? So inside the wheat flour, right, we have protein, starch, and then water, right? And the starch, inside the starch, right, we have this something called like amylose, amylopectin, right? So this ratio, the amylose and amylopectin, is like the one that determines the viscosity of the flour. So yeah, we can actually measure it. So if you have your flour you want to use for your unique pasta, like you can send it to us and we can test it for you for free of charge. And so hydration, the water, the eggs, oil, noodle size, right? And So whether you serve on cold or hot is another variable that you want to think about. Pasta can be hot, hot, warm, then cold, right? So cold. So, when it's served cold, like this, it's hard, right? It's hard. Um, and so this is the kind of recipe that, I may want to suggest, right, to you, right? Because, we want to make unique pasta, right? Again, so, semolina, for example, like semolina flour, right, 60%, and then, you're going to use another type of flour with a lower protein content, right, and then a higher viscosity value, right? And then if we mix them together, right, and we have like kind of unique, pasta texture, protein content is be like, lower, but like ash content is like a little bit higher, and then, we have like higher viscosity value than semolina flour by itself, right? So it's very interesting to create a very interesting pasta texture. A lot of people will love, right? So hydration ratio and dose size, is that like the reason why it's hard for conventional pasta machines to make different types of pasta, like varying hydration ratios, because 25% the hydration ratio, right? And 25% means that, like, if you doing like 1 kilogram of flour, right, and then you are adding 250 grams of liquid, right? So that's what 25% means, hydration, right? And then so the higher the hydration, the bigger the dose size, right? So that's, and then the small dose size, the lower the hydration ratio, but like at the same time, like dough is like harder, right? So looking at this picture, like you can be able to tell, like the 25% hydration ratio dough is like almost like, is it like powder, right? Dry powder, like kind of wet dry powder. So like you have to have like very big rollers to be able to, like, process this type of dough, right? So so basically what happens is that, like, you have a set of rollers, right? And then we feed the dough, right, into the roller to make a rough sheet of dough. So if you have to work with the hard dough, then you won't have very big rollers to process this hard dough, right? But conventional pasta machines have small dough, small rollers, right? So that they are not capable of, like, processing like this hard dough, or this soft dough, like which is a bigger dough, right? So after we make dough sheet, right, we going to separate it in two sheets, right, and then we're going to combine them together through the set of rollers, right? So that's how we work the dough, pass the dough to make it better, like make it firm, make it stronger. And after that, like, we cut it, right? We thin it to the final thickness, and we cut it, right? Cut it to ideal pasta texture, and then so the width, right, is determined by this cutter, this kind of cutter we use, right? But thickness is determined by the roller gap, right? Roller gap we set in the machine, and we finally cut it, right? So through this kind of cutter, and then different sizes, different shapes, right? So basically, we want to do like spaghettini, like linguine, like angel hair, right? So again, like relationship between the noodle size and then noodle hardness, pasta hardness, right? Is that, like, harder the pasta? Harder means like higher protein content or like lower hydration. Harder the pasta, then we want to go smaller, right? I remember that the balance, right, between like balance, like texture, balance texture. So fettuccine, pappardelle, like they are thicker, right? And then so well, lower protein, higher hydration, softer. So these are the kind of very simple, but something that you want to remember and apply in your unique pasta production, right? So we have like different shapes, right? Different shapes like square, round, edgy, deep groove, and then you'll be able to create your own shapes, right? Your own, like the sizes, round, edgy, reverse cut, even on the flat. So so that's how you can make your own pasta unique, and then stand out in the 32 billion US dollar market. That's emerging, right, in 8 years. And then if you start your own pasta, right, and then you can even like make it bigger, right, make this market bigger than 32 billion US dollar market, right? So okay, so now let's make some pasta with our Richmond Gold one machine, right? Richmond Gold one machine is like, this is one of the most advanced all-in-one machine that we've been shipping all over the world, including United States, Canada, Europe, right? Australia, New Zealand. So this is the most sophisticated piece of equipment that you ever see, for you to be able to make unique pasta. And so we have this mixer, right? It's a 10 kilogram silky mixer. Silky mixer means that this mixer is designed to optimize this hydration process, right? So hydration process is like very important, right? When making awesome pasta. So we want to have all these flours, right? Flour powder, like particles, to contain equal amount of liquid, right? So that this is what the speed of rotation, that's doing is a 75 rotation per minute. That's the ideal rotation speed. We found through years and years of research and development, right? And then they has this lid, right? That has small holes, right? That strategically positioned in that way that allows this liquid to drip through to the flour, right? A little by little. So that ensures that good hydration of dough, right? So maybe already prepared this liquid, right? Which has the fresh eggs, right? 10% fresh egg, and then 85% or so water, and then salt, and then olive oil, right? So it's pre-mixed solution, and the one of the things that we hate the most, right, is that waste your time, right, by letting you guys watch the mixer for 10 minutes. So make me prepare this dough in advance, right? And as you can see, in the plastic bag, right? She had this dough in the plastic bag, right? And then so this is the resting process, that we did, right? So we put the dough that's right up the mixer in the plastic bag, and then let it sit for 30 minutes, right, at room temperature. It's a good process to do because it promotes the stronger wheat flavor by activating the enzyme of the wheat, and then also helps the hydrate the dough better, right? So she placed the dough, right, and then turn on the switch, and then the Richmond Gold wine is actually doing this first process, right? So we call it rough forming, right? Rough forming, we are making rough sheet of dough, right? And then so what's great about Richmond Gold wine, right, is that it knows how fast it needs to go, right, to feed the dough. In conventional machine, right, you'd be feeding the dough by hand, right? And then with this dough with this big, right, you have to kind of opening, and then there's a safety gate, right? Safety gate, that prevents your hand from going into the roller, right? So that's for safety, that's a good thing. But when you are working with this kind of high hydration dough, right, which is that dough is big, so you would have to the safety gate is blocking the dough, from going in, right? So you'd have to kind of open the gate a little bit, and then that causes the machine to stop, right? So then but you have to feed the dough, right, fast. So kind of like, lifting a gate a little bit, and then that, triggers the machine to stop. So you kind of keep repeating, repeating, like, kind of frustrating, cumbersome, impractical. So, but we solved this problem with the Richmond Gold 1, because of the, these sophisticated sensors that it's invisible, like, it catches like anything passing through the laser, right? It's called cotton laser sensor. You know, Anything that passes through the brain sensor, like, causes the machine to stop. So, this way we can have this safety gate like widely open, and then, but, it's still safe, right? So, so this is like most one of the most sophisticated like safety features you can have on a commercial noodle machine, right? So to that's why, like I was saying, like, you can, yeah, you hired that guy like last week, right? And you can put him like on this machine operation, and then you can expect him to be able to like make pasta that's as good as, like, all the professional pasta makers with over 10 years of experience is capable of making, and then without getting injured, right? So you can have both of good worlds, right? Safety and practicality, right? Yeah, and in today's labor environment, right, where it's very hard to tough to, like, recruit and retain skilled, experienced workers, right? So this which that's why, like, Richmond Gold One, like, is yeah, is like appreciated by like a lot of businesses that for not having to have skilled workers to operate this machine, right? You can put anybody, right, regardless of experience, to operate this machine. Then expect to make awesome pasta, without any kind of like injury or instance, right? So, and after platforming, right? So what we do is that, like, we do this combining process that we talked about on the slide, and then so what we're doing now is to, like, separate the dough, right, to two, and then combining them, right, through the rollers. So this is how we work the pasta dough, and to strengthen it, and then make it have like very good pasta texture. Yeah, so we probably have shipped Richmond Gold 1 to probably, I'd say, like, more than 30 countries, and then probably have sold over I'd say, like, 100 units of Richmond Gold 1 so far, like, and then it's, yeah, it's been increasingly, it's been increasing, right? So the number of units, like, we export, it's been on the rise. So more and more businesses are appreciating this piece of equipment. Yeah, so the ease of use, and then safety, right? And then yeah, there's just as I talked about, like, it's flexibility, right? Versatility in terms of a range of hydration that it's capable of doing. Yeah, so that was the first combining process, right? That was first combining, and then we do usually do it for twice, right? To make sure that we're making the great pasta texture, and yeah, adjusting the roller gap, and gonna go for another round of combining process. For another round of combining process. So and then from this point on, like we'll start dusting, right? We start dusting. So dusting is very important too. So that's why we have like an automatic duster. Um, and then you can adjust the amount of dusting, and basically, well, the higher the hydration, the more you need to dust to keep pasta from sticking together, right? So it's a very important process. And then the type of dusting powder that we usually recommend, like is anything that basically keeps the pasta from sticking, but like like potato starch, um, corn starch, but depending on the type of starch you use, right? You know Sometimes starch actually make the cooking water dirtier faster, right? So you want to watch out for that. And so after the second combine process, right? So all we have to do is just thin the dough, right? Thin the dough to the final thickness, and then we're gonna cut. Um, yeah, and then so we're gonna thin it, but like but we don't want to thin it like all at once, like so that was 3 millimeter before. Then we don't want to thin it like all of a sudden, like 1 millimeter or something, right? um what it does is it damages the gluten structure of the dough, right? Which basically ruins the past textures we worked so hard to develop, right? So we want to go gradually. So we apply this rule, or we call it like 30% reduction rule. And then so what I mean by that is to reduce the roller gap by each round by 30%. So so that was 3 millimeter, and then now we are doing thing at like 2 millimeter, right? So yeah, let's do the math, right? So 30% 0.3 times 3.0 millimeter, that it's like 0.9 millimeter, right? So you subtract that from 3 millimeter to get the roller gap you are supposed to set, right? So 2.1, but like for the sake of simplicity, you do it like just 2 millimeter, right? So that's what we did, and like this was thin, that like roller gap for like 2 millimeter, and okay, we're going to thin again, but this time around that's like 1.5, applying the 30% reduction rule. And then so after combining process, we can go faster, right? Super fast. Yeah. So yeah, we're going to show you few different types of pasta, right? So like you want to separate some dough for different types of pasta for later. So now, yeah, so checking the thickness, 1.8, I think 1.8 millimeters. So it's so it was thin at like 1.5, so it was 1.8, so it was bounced back by zero point 0.3 millimeter, right? So this is very important, right, to for us to like measure the actual thickness because pasta always bounces back, right? After and then this is the cutter we use, right? So this square number 3 cutter. So that means um, that 10 millimeter in width, right? Each pasta strand is going to be 10 millimeter in width, right? So by measuring the actual thickness, we know like how much it bounces back. So that tells us, okay, what the raw gap we need to set to get a final thickness, right? Yeah, it's always yeah, we want to measure the actual thickness because if you are to make your pasta products and then um, you do not measure and then basically inevitably like your products is like not going to be consistent, right? The quality, right? So that's going to disappoint your customers and then um, so good, right? So as you can see that right, so maybe catching this pasta in a comfortable chair, right, front of it, and then maybe you'll notice that like pasta that are coming out like is very visible, right? So imagine that you have this piece of equipment like where in your restaurant or like in your factory where you have where your customers can watch, right? Then I think it's gonna entertain your customers, right? And then customers like love watching the pasta like being made in front of their eyeballs, right? So um, so I'm saying like so Richmond Gold One like works as not only as a production machine but also as a attraction machine as well. You know so imagine you can announce like a week's special, right? And they're showing how your Richmond Gold One like makes the your week special. Then put it in put a video on your Instagram account or something. Um, and then that's going to help attract more customers, right? Okay, so this is like sort of fettuccine, like a pappardelle kind of type of noodle pasta, right? So we're going to do another type of pasta by adjusting the water gap. Yeah, so changing the color to this round number 30 color. So that means like it's a round shape, right? And then so number 30 from 3 to 30 means that like, well, it's actually 1/10 the you know, the width that, you know, we just cut the dough, right, with. So it's just 1 millimeter, right? Then this the the pasta we just made was like actually 10 millimeter in width, right? But this is just 1 millimeter, 1/10 the width. So it's very thin, right? It's very thinner. I think yeah, is it pasta is like something we may call like, you know, angel hair or something, right? It's very thin. So you know, we are making like these different pasta like out of the same dough, right? But you know, you'd be surprised like how different they are in terms of like, you know, pasta texture. Um, so it may be a good idea for you to think about, you know, making different sizes, right? Different shapes out of same, you know, dough. I mean, ideally, you want to make you know, different dough for this type of pasta because you know, we talk about the balance, right? This dough is kind of you know, softer, right? You know, mainly made for kind of thicker pasta, right? So ideally, like you want to make them like harder, but you know, for this type of pasta, but like, you know, you can definitely use this the you know, yeah, but you'd be amazed like how different, right, they are in terms of pasta texture. You know, even though, you know, we're using exact same dough, right? So so for the last piece of dough that we have left, right? You know, we want to do something different as well. All right, so we stained it, and we have this pizza cutter, pizza slicer, right? And then we're gonna cut in the sheet, and then so we are folding it, right? Yeah, so basically cutting to with the knife. And I think for like more precise measurement, you can probably use like a kind of ruler or something, or some kind of tool to make this width like more precise, right? So we're basically making sort of fettuccine, sort of like pappardelle, sort of like type of pasta with this. Yeah, so we have good good amount of pasta there. And again, like we can like cut them in half and then use them as like a lasagna sheet, right? So yeah, so you can make like all kinds of different types of pasta, with this way, this Richmond Gold one machine, right? Um, it's very simple, very easy, like anybody can do it, like regardless of experience, like skills, right? So yeah, so okay, well, let's go to the kitchen, right? With this freshly made pasta, and then yeah, we're gonna show you guys some pasta dishes. So this is our kitchen, right? Where we teach our ramen school, udon school, and then yeah. So this school is like designed to do like a lot of like different stuff, and then so we have a lot of equipment, and but like it's designed for only for like 8 people, right? So we conduct school like every month, and then ramen school, udon school, right? And then we can take up to like 8 people only, because we believe in the kind of one-on-one, one-to-one teaching training, right? So okay, so we have Mr. Song, like one of our instructors here, and then so we made this lasagna already in there, right? So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna put in the oven, right, and then bake it, right? Because we have to bake it, right? Want to bake it for at 180 degrees Celsius for 10 minutes, right? Yeah, put on a timer for 10 minutes. Okay, so while we wait for lasagna to be done, right, to be baked, so we're gonna work on another pasta dish, right? Yeah, okay, so let me start making the carbonara the sauce first, right? And we want to separate the yolk from white first, because we want to use only the yolk, right? Yeah, some like athletes or like some like guys who work out, you've seen them do this probably, right? I mean, they only eat the white, right? Because yolk has fat in it, but the white, just protein, right? So we use this cheese from Spain. We happen to have this like cheese like from Spain, right? Because we have a Spanish dude like working, inside our company. But anyway, so we're gonna grind it, and yeah, adding to the yolk. Okay. Yeah, so that's a good amount of cheese right there. Then black pepper. And just wanna yeah, start it, and then kind of maybe like kind of sauce, right? All right, so why don't I start cooking the pasta? So I set a timer for 5 minutes, and so again, like water is very important, right? When cooking the pasta or like any kind of noodles, right? Be sure to have a lot of water, right? Specifically, like at least like 10 times the amount of the weight of the pasta you're cooking, right? At least, right? So and then you want to have the boiling water. So like ideal temperature for cooking is like 98 degrees Celsius, right? So we want to have boiling. I think a lot of like even like professional chefs like don't understand about cooking pasta, cooking noodles, and type of noodles that like we want to have the boiling water ready, right, before we put any kind of pasta in there. So um, yeah, otherwise like your pasta is going to not gonna be good, right? Literally like cooking process like makes or breaks your pasta, right? So and then you want to use soft water, right? That's important. So remember. So on the other side, like we have to start cooking the bacon in butter. So bacon are already sort of salty, fatty. So you know you don't want to use a lot of butter, right? It's like bacon's like produce a lot of fat too, a lot of oil. So you know you just want to kind of yeah um, control the kind of amount of like oil, bacon that's going in, butter that's going in. So yeah, one thing like we really feel sorry about is that like I mean watching this kind of like a live stream is great, right? You can learn a lot of things, like you can but one thing that you cannot do is the like experience, I mean the smell, and taste, right? The food like we are cooking, right? So you know um but so we want you to come to Japan, right? We want you to come to our showroom in Houston, Texas, United States, and then Amsterdam, Netherlands, and then now we are building one in Bangkok, Thailand, right? So if you happen to be like in these regions, then please think about coming. You can get to experience like the amount of noodle machines, and then you can also like taste the noodles that are freshly made on the noodle machines, right? You know, um, if you if you're interested in it, right, please check out our website yamatonoodle.com and find the pages for all these places we have, right? Where the address is and how to get there. We'll welcome you, right, to Japan. And we have office in Shinagawa district at Tokyo, right, as well, and then Osaka too. So then, but I mean, if you can come to Kagawa, that would be the best, right? But so yeah, using the cooking water from pasta a little bit to this pan, right? To kind of get the cooking going, and so yeah, this pappardelle style kind of pasta is like almost ready to go. So capturing all the pasta with a strainer. Yeah, kind of like, yeah, yeah, it's like, yeah, right, it's ready. Yeah. So make sure that like you strain very well. Otherwise, the water is going to dilute the taste, right? So you want to um, drain the water very well from the pasta, any kind of noodles. And but you usually undercook the pasta, right? Because we're again like we are putting the pasta into the pan and then applying the heat. So it's you know we want to undercook the pasta a little bit before we add it to the pan, right? And then okay, I'm gonna add sauce to the pan, and then are we yeah. So yeah, mix them mix them well in there. Make sure that like each and every strand of pasta is coated with this sauce, right? It's beautiful. So even though the eggs were fresh, right, raw, but well, coating with hitting them with this like hot pasta, um, um, you know, that kind of cook the eggs, right? Cook the eggs, because it's applying heat, right? So let's plate it. Let's plate it. Yeah, so plate is black, right? And then yeah, the pasta is kind of yellow, so like kind of contrast the colors. Beautiful. And yeah, kind of plating, right? So kind of plating you do like kind of what makes a big difference, like in customers willingness to pay, right? Price that customers willing to pay, right? So um, yeah, the plating technique presentation is also important. It's a big factor in like how much your customers will be like willing to pay. So carbonara, and then yeah, we wanna like kind of add extra cheese, right? We want to make it cheesy, very cheesy, in a good way, right? So stop when I mean say when, right? People say like say when, right? To stop cheesing, stop adding cheese, right? And then finish it off with sprinkled basil, black pepper, um, beautiful, fantastic, awesome. Carbonara pasta is done, and then I think the lasagna is ready. Lasagna is ready, fully baked. Uh, that's wow, that's beautiful. kind of, wow, that's a huge amount of lasagna that we have, right? That's probably for 6 people, right? So it's, fully baked, beautiful lasagna, right? And then we want to finish it with sprinkled parsley, right? Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah, wonderful, beautiful lasagna and carbonara. That you can start making from tomorrow in your business, right? Then you're going to revolutionize the pasta industry, right? With this unique pasta, that your customers are gonna love, and then these pasta are gonna turn your customers into raving fans. Then you are going to capture big piece of pie in this growing industry, right? So think about it, right? In next 8 years, this industry is going to be 32 billion US dollars bigger, right? So it's a no-brainer for you to like start making your own, unique pasta, and then grabbing like a big piece of pie, right, in this market. So in 2024, right, over the next 6 months, think about it. You can do it, we can do it. I can do it. So why don't you think about getting really think about like grabbing this piece of big pie in this growing market, right, over the next 6 months, right? 32 billion US dollars, right? It's real, it's for real. Please think about it. Okay, so next week, right, I'm gonna be in Manila, Philippines, and then we're gonna be doing some kind of live stream, right, interviewing my customers, right, in Manila. So please stay tuned. Like we may have like some page set up for you to like kind of start watching it live, right? So thanks so much for watching this live stream. We love you. We from bottom of our hearts, right? We love you. We thank you. We salute you, right? And then we help you grow your business with this unique pasta. So feel free to contact us for more information about creating your own unique pasta. Richmond Gold 1. So thank you. We love you. And then we hope to see you back in the next live stream. So thank you so much. Bye-bye.